Hello, everybody. How are you doing? My name is Manuel Montoya, and I'm the faculty advisor for International Business Students Global. I'm also the concentration advisor for international management. And I'm very excited to be talking with Kyra Sprague and Shoki Bundy, both who are members of IBSG and who are leading up the efforts to do a second book in a series of books where we connect business and market activity to major social issues that we should be paying attention to. As some of you might know, we did a book called The Blue Book, called Outside the Margins, and it was a design-based book that helped get the average reader and get the general public initiated to some of the complexities of immigration and displacement and the movement of people from one place to the next, and how displacement is just as much an issue for people who have never even talked about it or don't feel like talking about it, to those very people who are experiencing some of the conditions of displacement and some of the tragedies associated with that. This time around, we're doing a book where we're talking about conflict minerals. And so I wanted to ask Kyra and Shoki to talk about an opportunity to work with them and the IBSG group on the development of this second and very important book. I guess we can get started just with both of you. Would you guys be willing to just share your thoughts on what the book concept is, and then talk a little bit or show some examples of the old book and what we're about? Let's start with Kyra.
All right, so I've been with CoMTTRA for about a year now. I am also the co-project manager with Shoki, and we're proposing an opportunity to contribute to the book and join the CoMTTRA team. We're looking for some passionate and creative students to contribute book ideas and help us bring this project to life. There are a bunch of different ways that team members can contribute to the project. It's going to be a design-based book, like Dr. Montoya said, which basically means instead of having big blocks of text, it's going to be a little bit more styled and creative. So I have an example from the first Blue Book. So this is what the cover looks like. But as you can see on the inside, we have pictures, and the text is broken up so that it's a little bit easier to digest, and also easier to highlight certain things that are more important. It's a unique approach to presenting information, which I think allows for more opportunities for student contribution and enables work in a variety of capacities. So we're looking for students that are willing to submit small pieces of writing, because as you can see, each page doesn't have that much information on it. We really want to synthesize the information and get what's most important across. And also create that visual appeal. So we'll also need students that have some simple graphic design knowledge or a desire to learn some design knowledge, and help us create some more highly creative pages of text and pictures, probably working with Adobe Creative Cloud. But no matter your experience level or background, if you're interested in international management, corporate responsibility, or human rights, participation in CoMTTRA will allow you to develop these passions and add contributions to a future publication to your resume, which will be awesome. And what about you, Shoki?
Yeah, I have also been with CoMTTRA for about a year now. I joined because I have interest in corporate ethics, human rights, even design. And besides what Kyra said, for this new book, The Bottom Line, we go over a lot of social issues and define a lot of them. And so I wanted to provide an example of something we cover a lot of ground on, and that's the opportunity cost of conflict. One thing is, in economic theory, one of the first things you learn about is opportunity cost, which is the loss of potential gain from other alternatives when one particular alternative is chosen over the others. So in simple terms, opportunity cost is the loss of the benefit that could have been enjoyed had a given choice not been made. And so an example of this would be choosing to attend college rather than directly joining the workforce. By doing so, you're banking on your future and assuming you will receive a degree, but the opportunity cost is the money you could have made had you joined the workforce. In CoMTTRA, something we explore in detail is something we call the opportunity cost of conflict. So this can be described as the loss of potential societal gain in things like education, development, civil well-being, all as a result of oppressive forces and poorly allocated federal funding. So an example we look at directly and which we highlight in the bottom line is the opportunity cost of the Kashmir conflict, which is a territorial conflict over the Kashmir region, primarily between India and Pakistan, which has lasted over 70 years. The conflict has resulted in both countries heavily bolstering their defense budgets over the past century, with military spending in Pakistan being around $12.6 billion, which is 4% of GDP, and $71 billion for India in 2019. This includes heavy investment in stockpiling of nuclear weaponry, and it's clear that increased spending has not brought foolproof security to either country. And instead, this sort of fruitless spending comes at the expense of both countries' massive segments of poor people, roughly a fifth of whom live at subsistence or below subsistence level in India, which is an otherwise growing economy. And this number is even more drastic for Pakistan, which has an economy roughly 16 times smaller. And so these seemingly obvious international issues are exactly what we are trying to highlight with this book.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, guys. And just to kind of let people know, CoMTTRA stands for Conflict Minerals Trade Theory Research Resource Allocation. It's kind of a long acronym, but it was initially brought up because of the video game from the old NES games, Contra, and the whole idea of conflict actually being something that people kind of have sometimes a very surface level of understanding of. And the people who first organized this in IBSG were very interested in blood diamonds, in the 3 T's, which are tin, tungsten, and tantalum, and then gold, how they fuel conflict throughout resource abundant areas, but also areas where there's a lot of systemic and structural poverty. So there's a lot of stuff that we want people to think about. And just like the first book, we're trying to get students to participate. And we're actually looking for people who don't feel like they're experts. That's actually where we're trying to generate a student-driven type of way of understanding a problem so that other people can understand that journey as students are understanding and learning that themselves. I think that's important for people to know that we're not looking for prehashed experts. Nobody's going to show up in the room and be a world expert, maybe Shoki on the Kashmir region, but but other than that, like we really need people to just bring their creativity and their passion for learning about the subject, and this becomes the way in which we both learn and then share with the rest of the world how we're learning about that sort of stuff. So that's why I think it's a really beautiful thing. Is there anything else that you'd want students to know about the opportunity? In terms of timeline, we're looking at the beginning of next semester to really kind of push forward, but is there any other messaging you'd like to share right now?
Yeah, so building off of that, when I joined CoMTTRA, I had a very limited understanding on conflict minerals, basically just what I got out of Dr. Montoya's international management class. But I think that participation in the group and with this book has given me like an outlet to cultivate a much deeper understanding of supply chain issues faced by managers, especially in an international context, which has sparked a huge interest for me that I plan to pursue this passion more. But I just want everyone to know that you don't have to have a great depth of knowledge in these sort of topics. You'll learn as you go, just like the rest of us have. And then corporate responsibility with ethical resourcing of materials is an increasingly important topic of concern for anyone, managers and consumers. So consumer education is so necessary to promote smart and ethical consumer habits, which means that this is a topic important for anyone, not just business majors, not just econ majors. Anyone can really get interested in this topic since it affects all of our lives. And contributing to this project allows you the opportunity to learn more about these issues and better yourself, as well as educate those around you and educate those that will be reading this book, hopefully. And while we're contributing to this virtually for now, it's a great opportunity to gain experience working on a team and contributing creative and like meaningful ideas to the project that will be highly valued by our team. Not only can you expand your knowledge base and gain experience writing and designing, you'll be able to claim meaningful participation to a publication, which is a great accomplishment that you can take forward with you.
Yeah, Shoki, anything else you want to add?
Yeah, for me, as a student interested in corporate ethics and general international happenings, there's really been no better way for me to hone in on my interest than through CoMTTRA. And truthfully, I didn't even know what conflict minerals were before I joined the group. But the knowledge I've gained since joining has been far more extensive than just an understanding of how harvesting a few minerals impacts international economies. This goes beyond economic and administrative understanding. Like the bottom line is an ethics-based publication first and foremost. The conflict mineral trade is a humanitarian issue, and by doing something as simple as contributing to an academic publication, you are promoting progressive thinking and understanding of real-world crises. And you also, like Kyra said, simultaneously get an opportunity to be a publication where you can develop research, writing, and design skills all at once.
Awesome. Awesome. So how, if anybody is interested, how do they get a hold of you, and how do they get started in getting to know more about the project?
Yeah, so the timeline for this is definitely we'd love to get some more contributors starting like January 2021, the beginning of next semester. If you're at all interested in joining CoMTTRA to participate in the book, please don't hesitate to reach out to Dr. Montoya through class or by email, or to Shoki or myself, the two PMs, for getting more information. Or you can join International Business Students Global, which UNM does have a website for that. But if you are looking for more information before joining, also please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to talk to you. We can exchange emails or phone numbers, and I would love to just talk to anyone who's interested in learning more about it. So my email is ksprague@unm.edu.
And we'll make sure to have all of our details in the video information of the YouTube link. So if you're looking at this video, it's going to be right below in the show more area of the description of the video. Okay. Well, thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it. And I hope that several of you find interest in this and reach out to us. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Thank you.